Good morning, happy Easter, and welcome back to Sheldon's Gardening Tips, your complete DIY guide for everything lawn and garden care. So today I'm very excited to unbox my new toy. As you can see, the new toy. Alright, so the new toy is my new Scarifier slash dethatcher. So today I'll be assembling and then I'll be using it to scarify this piece of Bermuda lawn. So I am quite excited to use this tool. I've never used one before. I've read about it and I've seen other people using them on YouTube, but I have never used one myself. So I'm quite excited to use this one today. So stay tuned for the process. So now I'll assemble. Okay, so now that's installation all done. Now it's time for me to start up and try to scarify. Now to start, I think is just press this button at the side and then press this lever. So it's currently set to the maximum height. I plan to put it to the minimum height because I intend to go down into the soil. So today I'll be scarifying this lawn. So scarifying basically means the removal of thatch, moss, and all organic matter from the soil. As I've said in previous videos, if thatch is allowed to stay on the lawn, it will prevent or it will hamper the penetration of water, nutrients, and oxygen getting down to the roots of the plants. And those will affect the health of the plant. So in the past, you have seen me verticutting the lawn, whereby the blades I used were just staying within the canopy of the grass itself. They never went below the surface of the soil. Now today, what I'm seeking to do is to go below the surface of the soil, to take up all those below ground thatch that is hampering the penetration of nutrients, oxygen, and water down to the roots of the plants. So this tool I purchased on Amazon. I have never used one before. I've never seen one in person. This is the first time. I've only seen them used on YouTube. So I have great expectations of this tool based on the reviews I've seen. So let us put it to work. So as you can see, it's carded. I opted for the carded version because I couldn't bother to work with the batteries and having to charge batteries. Okay, so I've done 2 passes, and this is what has happened so far. It's quite aggressive actually, and it's very easy to use. It actually is pulling me even up the hill. So I really don't have to apply much effort at all. So once I'm finished, I'm going to do a double scarifying, meaning I'll be going in 2 directions. And once that is done, I'll be cleaning up the cuttings. I might rake them, or I might use my rotary more to suck them. So stay tuned while I continue the process. Okay, so I've gone through the first time around. Now, what I've taken up, there is some green, but there is also a lot of brown. So, a lot of old organic material and thatch. Now, if all of this were to be allowed to stay on the lawn, then the lawn wouldn't be able to breathe properly, because this would pretty much suffocate the lawn. This is quite an aggressive process, but this is Bermuda grass, so this will bounce back quite quickly. So there is no need to overseed or anything like that. Just to apply water and allow it to recover. So I'll rake up this portion, and then I will again scarify in a different direction. So let me start the process of raking up. Okay, so now the raking job is done. What I'll be doing next, I'll be scarifying in a different direction. I will try to go diagonally this time around, and I can guarantee you I'll be taking out a lot more thatch. Now, the lawn at the moment is much greener than it was at the start. So most of what was taken out, those are browned, dead organic material. And what remains now is mainly green grass. Okay, so that's the scarifying all done. So what I'll be doing now, I'll be using the rotary mower to suck up the cuttings. Alright, so that's the scarifying all done and the cuttings all picked up. And trust me, all I have for this tool is just praises. It's very lightweight, it's very silent. So I started this process at 6 o'clock in the morning when all my neighbors were asleep, and nobody could have heard me doing this job. It's just like a small vacuum cleaner, but it's very powerful. It does the job so easily, effortlessly, and it's very powerful. I would recommend to anyone this tool. It really is a good tool. Now it came with two separate reels. This is a rake for raking the lawn, but the one I used was the Scarifying reel, which is this bit here. So it has these blades that rotate and cuts. They cut down into the soil and remove the below ground touch. So it really is a good tool, and I'm very happy for this purchase. I'm very pleased with the purchase. Now the next step is for me to add some manure. As I said, the manure will help to improve the structure of the soil. It will provide much needed nutrients for the grass. Now, in case you're wondering, what's the point of scarifying the lawn? As the years go by and the grass is growing, there are dead roots and dead stems from time to time. So you will need to make way for the new growth to come through. So the scarifying serves to remove those dead grass, those dead roots and dead stems and dead old organic matter from the soil, making way for the nutrients, water, and oxygen to reach the roots of the plant and allowing the grass to spread and to grow quite well. That will result in a beautiful lawn. Alright, so I will end this video here. I will continue the process of applying the manure on the lawn. And within the next 2 weeks or so, I'll be showing you the results of the process. So thanks very much for watching. I will see you again in future videos.